Hello everyone, I am Squallcasting. This is StarCraft 2. We are moving into Game 2 of the best of 3 between Dragonfury, the Orange Terran, and Korosu, the Purple Protoss. Dragonfury once again being very happy with a very adorable smiley face. Korosu with that counter happy face cuteness. Yeah, whatever. Korosu complimenting Dragonfury's micro, which honestly was pretty good. He did some nice control with his Marines, killed a lot of Zealots with them. So clearly one of his strengths in the game. Could be his macro or late game is a little bit weaker. Everyone's got their strengths and weaknesses, and that is the great thing about StarCraft 2. There are different areas in which you can be good. And then, part of the learning process is learning how to become better in the areas in which you are not so good. And I feel like that was such a boring thing to say, but it was important. I hope you learned something from it. Korosu reminds me of Gosu. Is that why you Nexus first? It means to kill in Japanese. Oh, interesting. I'm sure I've heard that in an anime somewhere before. Anyways, so Korosu not doing Nexus first this game, going for that gateway. I do feel like Nexus first on this map would probably be a little bit safer, just because I'm pretty sure the walk distance is further. I could be wrong on that, though. I'm just eyeballing it, and it looks bigger to me. I have no mathematics or statistics or numbers to back up this statement. So, yeah. Anyways, Dragonfury, once again, getting his barracks, getting his full wall started. Probe is zapping away at that supply depot, so when his eventual 4-gate hits, that supply depot will die half a second faster. So, the barracks is finishing up now. Dragon is sending out an SCV to scout. Korosu, starting to mine gas already. Definitely doesn't want to be gas-starved the way he was last game. If he'd thrown down that gas just a little bit earlier and had the gas production to get Stalkers sooner, that could have gone very differently, because Stalkers versus Stimulus Marines is, if you have decent micro, the Stalkers can kill a lot of Marines. So, yeah, definitely doesn't want to run into that same problem here. Dragonfury doing a gas steal. That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen a Terran gas steal, but, oh, there he goes. He'll delay it by 3 or 4 seconds. Not really going to last all that long. Hopefully he cancels that. Or not. But, yeah, that was weird. Personally, I don't like gas stealing versus the Protoss, because if you pull it off well and, you get the gas up and they have to take forever to kill it, it kind of forces them to 4-gate. Which you might want, maybe if you're like, I am the absolute grand master of defending 4-gates, then by all means, gas steal and force them to 4-gate. But if you're not, then, you might be in a bit of trouble. Although that said, another response could be just take a Nexus earlier and then do, a defensive 3-gate or something like that. It's not like you absolutely must 4-gate. But it certainly slows down the Protoss tech by quite a bit. Those Marines making way for the probe as it slips on by. Going to be able to scout that there are indeed 3 Marines there, and they will shoot that probe to pieces. Very sad. So Dragonfury's expansion is also on the way, finishing up very shortly. Going up to 3 barracks now. Doesn't have add-ons on any of them yet. Hopefully he gets them soon. He does have the gas to do so. And he's supply blocked right now, and honestly, this is okay, he's not supply blocked anymore, but he was for half a second. But, if you're supply blocked, ideally you never want to be supply blocked, but if you happen to be supply blocked, that's a good time to just throw down an add-on in your building if you don't have one yet and you want one eventually. It's certainly better than having the unit just kind of sit there in the queue and do nothing. So it turns potential dead time into actual uptime because you're doing something productive. You're building an add-on. In any case, Dragonfury's expansion is done. Getting those mules going immediately. Got 2 NG bays going down. I like seeing that. Double upgrades are so very good. And if you can get an upgrade lead over your opponent, your units just become so much more effective over time that it's kind of crazy. Like watching a 1-1 army of like say 100 or so food going up against a 0-0 army of 100 food, like it's kind of a steamroll unless, you know, you're using only Marines with no micro versus banelings or something ridiculous like that. But it makes an enormous difference. Anyway, Korosu is moving up to 2 assimilators as expansion. He does have 3 in his main as well. So could see him move on up to Colossi Tech or something like that. You know, that's usually what you would see if you went to 4 gas. And why do I lose to gold plat on it? Have I been missing dialogue here? Oh, maybe he's like talking about your micro is ridiculous. And then he's like, then why do I lose to gold platinum? I don't know. Whatever. Warcraft. Wrong chat. Sorry. Seems like Dragonfury is trying to micro, or rather multitask, and talk to various people. And yeah, definitely a good idea to set yourself to busy. In fact, I will do that myself. Yeah, that's my real name there. You saw it. You know it now. In fact, if you followed my Twitter, you'd actually know my real name already, so gasp. My internet anonymity. I can never say that word. My internet, no one knows who I really am. It's shattered. It's gone. You now know that I am indeed Ricky Isaac. Or as my Twitter is called, Richard Isaac, which sounds so much more professional, because that is also the Twitter that I use to talk about my authorship. Yes, I am an aspiring writer. But you're here to watch StarCraft, not hear me talk about the epic epic fantasy novel I'm writing, not a Final Fantasy novel, because that would be fan fiction. That would be terrible. And if you write fan fiction, I'm sad, because then yeah, don't get me started on fan fiction. Anyways, back to the game. Korosu is double producing Colossi. That's pretty awesome. Does not yet have thermal lances on the way. Hopefully he will get that soon. He does have the money for it now. And Dragonfury, on the other hand, getting his factory, armory, getting a reactor. Okay, so I would assume he wants to throw down a starport here. And then put it onto the reactor and start getting medevacs and Vikings. And hopefully he'll do that soon. Because if Korosu gets up, like, say, 4 Colossi and then just pushes the front and Dragonfury has no Vikings, he'll just die. You know, you absolutely need Viking support or Marine King Prime level micro to deal with 4 Colossi. And I don't think anyone in the world really has Marine King level micro other than Marine King and, you know, a few other select Koreans and 1 or 2 foreigners. So, but Korosu does have that 1 Colossi out now. I thought he had 2. Where's the other one? Where's your other? Oh, okay, it's just sitting there in the base. And, yeah, extended thermal lances is on the way. Now, that said, the one real hole in what Korosu is doing here is that he has no upgrades. And Dragonfury is now on 1-1. So that will make him more durable. He will deal more damage, which is good. If you're not sure why you'd want to get upgrades, they're just good to get. If that's all the explanation you need for why to get them, that's a good thing, because in my most humble opinion, you shouldn't have to think about upgrades. You should just get them, because they're good. Anyways, Korosu is sensing what I'm saying, and is throwing down 2 forges, so that's very good. He will be able to channel lots of Chrono Boost into that to get upgrades, but it's kind of late. Like, he's not going to have any upgrades done by the time this attack hits. He's moving out now, and Dragonfury is trying to get some Vikings out as well as ship weapons, but he's only going to have 1 Viking by the time this hits, which just isn't going to be enough. 4 Colossi is just so rough to deal with, and Korosu has an excellent supporting ball here. He's got an Immortal, a lot of Zealots to soak up fire, and several sentries for Guardian Shield and potentially Force Fields. But here we go. Looks like he wants to push up the front. Zealots charging on in. Those bunkers just getting salvaged. Wow, looks like Dragonfury might want to just pull back to his main. He's going to sacrifice his position. He could lose so many SCVs. He needs to pull those off the line. Or not. Yep, all the SCVs just going down. That is absolutely brutal to watch. 23 SCVs killed in total. Oh, this is so brutal for Dragonfury. He does have a few Vikings out now. Definitely needs to start microing those to try to at least, you know, soften up the Colossi a little bit. Although definitely doesn't want to lose any either. Ooh, taking so much damage on that one. I would love to see him pull out 1 or 2 SCVs and start repairing those, because these Vikings are the only thing that will keep him alive right now. And here we go. He's starting to work away on the Colossi, dealing quite a bit of damage. Stalkers are beginning to shoot up as well as sentries, and oh, I'm losing 2 of them already. Does get a stim forward though, ticks off a handful of sentries. But all the Colossi are still alive. Looks like he pulled back the damaged one. There's only 2 Vikings at the moment. This Bioball is so damaged. And I think Korosu has this game. That said, he is splitting up his gateway forces from his Colossi. And now his Colossi are dying to Vikings. This could be the thing that saves him. There goes another Colossi. Only 1 Colossi yet. SCVs surrounding the Immortal, which is hilarious to watch. And Dragonfury does clean up the attack, so Korosu kind of letting Dragonfury get back in the game by splitting his army up like that. You never want to separate Colossi from their support units. Yes, Colossi are very powerful. Yes, they've got a lot of health, but they are also very, very expensive, and you don't want them done. Looks like I missed a drop or something. Yeah, because all those buildings were unpowered, so I guess Dragonfury was doing some stuff behind that. There's one more probe killed, so he killed a probe at some point. Anyway, there was a drop. Stuff happened. It looks like he only got a pylon or 2 because it doesn't look like any other supporting infrastructure had been taken out. And here we go. Dragonfury looks like he's posturing for a counterattack, and Korosu's making Immortals? You should continue with your Colossi production. You need those Colossi. I mean, yeah, there's Vikings, but, you know, make Stalkers to support them, and then you're fine. But, no, it looks like he's just switching over hard to Immortals. I guess that's not a terrible decision. Dragonfury is on a lot of Marauders. But, even so, you know, make a few rounds of Immortals, and then switch back to Colossi. Even against Marauders, Colossi are still really good, because they just deal that AoE damage. But in any case, Korosu is getting up a Twilight Council. We'll see if he moves into Blink or Charge or anything related to that. Could just be he wanted to get more upgrades, which is always a good thing. If you want to win more games, get more upgrades. But not at the expense of actually having an army. If you just throw down like 2 engineering bays and 2 armories in your base, or like 2 engineering bays and 4 armories because you want to get all the upgrades that are possible to man, and then don't make an army, then you'll lose. So. But always try to find space for upgrades is what I'm trying to say here. Apparently I'm not the best at explaining myself tonight, and I'm less verbose than usual, but hopefully you are getting the intent of what I'm trying to say. Looks like Dragonfury is heading in for another drop. I say another because I'm sure he did one in the past, because I saw there were pylons dead. Even though I didn't actually see it with my eyes. This is another lesson of why I need to watch the minimap a little bit more, because I tend to miss these things. I tunnel in on the huge battles, and I miss the stuff that happens in the back that can be equally important. Anyway, so we do have a drop here, along with some landed Viking harass. So the Vikings do have 2 weapon attacks. That is very nice of Dragonfury. That lets him kill Colossi so much faster. And Korosu does, of course, cancel the expansion. And just throwing out a few photon cannons here. Hopefully he throws on like 1 or 2 back here as well, because that area is very exposed. Does have a couple zealots here, but they're not going to do too much against Marine Micro. And Dragonfury just expanding like a madman behind this. Wow. Korosu really just letting him get back in the game, but it looks like he's going to go for it again. That is so many Immortals. They do have +1 damage, which gives them 5 more damage versus armored units. So while Dragonfury is doing some nice harass, he just doesn't have the army to deal with this, I don't think. But Korosu just streaming in there, single fire. This is a horrible decision. There we go. Pulling back. And Dragonfury, if he... I don't know. It's hard to say. That is so many Immortals. That is going to shred everything. Or not. Korosu's losing a lot of stuff, but okay, there we go. The Zealots do have charge now, so that makes them so much more effective against Bio. And this may finally be the killing blow, as he no longer has Colossi, which are countered by Vikings. And he's going to scoot up the ramp. Not sure what Dragonfury is trying to do, maybe make a wall. And this single Immortal is so selfish. He's like, I want to do all the damage. You guys wait for me. But his command messages him says, stop being a douche, man. Just move up the ramp so your friends can participate. And so he does indeed move up the ramp. And Dragonfury losing all of his production buildings, pulling all the SCVs off the line. But I don't think that's going to work a second time. There are some Marines here. But even though Marines are against the Immortals, they're not good against this many Immortals when you only have 8 Marines. And Dragonfury with a good game, well played. Sideways smiley face. So thank you guys for watching my video. This has been Game 2 of their best of 3. Tune in to Game 3.